Late last night, the House committee investigating the deadly siege at the Capitol on January 6th last year issued a subpoena to the Secret Service. The panel's requesting the agency turn over texts and other information after the Secret Service was accused of deleting text messages sought as evidence. Scott MacFarlane is in our Washington bureau with the latest. Scott, good morning.
Adriana, good morning to you. The committee's next public hearing is set for Thursday in prime time, but in the overnight hours, the investigation has already ascended to a new level.
In a subpoena issued overnight, the January 6th committee is seeking potentially pivotal text messages between Secret Service agents on January 5th and January 6th, the day of the attack. Messages an internal watchdog says disappeared. The communications could be key to advancing testimony from former White House aide Cassidy Hutchinson, who suggested Donald Trump demanded agents take him to the Capitol and that he got into a physical altercation with his senior agent.
The president said something to the effect of, "I'm the effing president. Take me up to the Capitol now."
The committee said it'll seek a way to recover and retrieve the missing messages. Virginia Democrat Elaine Luria sits on the panel.
Are you concerned about those Secret Service messages?
Very concerned about those Secret Service messages. The communications within the Secret Service, who was protecting the president and the vice president at the critical time on January 6th when the violence broke out, that's of utmost interest to the committee.
An internal Homeland Security Department watchdog said the Secret Service erased its own text messages after the texts were requested to be handed over as part of an internal review of the Capitol riot. The chairman of the January 6th committee said the Secret Service hasn't been fully cooperating with that internal review. The agency disputed the charges, but said some data was lost during a previously planned system migration.
For the Secret Service to have so casually allowed important evidence to be erased really just looks very odd. And this is what gives rise to questions about what actually happened and why the Secret Service did what it did.
Meanwhile, two former Trump aides who defied this committee are now set for criminal contempt of Congress trials. Former trade advisor Peter Navarro, we learned yesterday, rejected a plea deal. He'll go on trial in November. And former Trump aide Steve Bannon set for trial Monday morning here in Washington. Dana and Errol.
Scott, you mentioned that next hearing will be Thursday in prime time. What do we know about it?
According to committee members speaking with CBS News, they're going to focus on what they characterize as dereliction of duty by former President Trump. They're going to focus on the afternoon itself of January 6th, what Donald Trump did, what he didn't do, what he said, what he didn't say as the riot was taking place. They've already accused Donald Trump of being part of a conspiracy to defraud the United States, but they're going to drill down on the afternoon of the 6th itself.
And the allegation, Scott, is that the former president inspired all of those who stormed the Capitol that day. Where do the prosecution stand for all of those who have been arrested?
As of this morning, about 850 federal defendants so far. About a third of them, a little more than a third, have pleaded guilty. But look at the bottom number. About 50 are charged with conspiracy, accused of plotting and planning and being ready for an attack on January 6th. Here's the question that will define the rest of this year and likely next year in this investigation. How many other people are charged because of what the January 6th committee found for being part of what the committee considers a conspiracy? Who in this investigation will the Justice Department pick up on and file charges against?
Good point. These probes are not over yet. Scott MacFarlane, thank you for joining us.